Now, I just want to give some background statements, which after going through, somebody may take it like a problem with the statement over this. To begin with, Loima Constituency is one of the 6 constituencies of Turkana County, situated amidst Turkana Central to the east, Turkana South to the south, Turkana West to the north, North Pokot Constituency to the southwest, and internationally borders Uganda to the west. Encompassing an area of 16,266.1 square kilometers. It sustains a population of 107,795 individuals as recorded in the census 2019, with a population growth rate of 4.4. The area grapples with significant underdevelopment and staggering poverty levels, marked at 94%, which sparkly contrasts with the county average of 78.5 as outlined in the County Integrated Development Plan, that is CIDP 3, spanning 2023-2027. According to the Society for International Development, that is SID report, Loima has the highest proportion of 93% of individuals with no education compared with, for instance, Makadara constituency with a list of 8.3%. Then this implies that a person in Loima is 11 times more likely to have no education than one in Makadara. These challenges stem from historical marginalization perpetuated by injustice endured by Loima constituency. In the 1970s and 1980s, the Kitale, Namuya, Lodwar road served as a vital artery to the then Loima Turkana district. During this period, Loima prospered as a bustling commercial hub, hosting respected educational institutions of national accolade such as Lodwar Primary and Turkana Girls Schools. Those good students of history from Turkana can actually attest to this. However, a diplomatic dispute between the then governing regimes of Kenya and Uganda prompted a rerouting of the road to Kitale Kapenguria road path. This geopolitical maneuver shifted the infrastructural development away from Loima, leaving it isolated and bearing the disgraceful distinction of being Turkana County's poorest sub-county, characterized by dismal social and economic development indicators. Presently, the inadequacy of the road networks and constraints cross-cutting border trade and peace have compelled the majority of Loima residents to relocate to Lodwar in pursuit of business prospects and other investment opportunities. Actually, Chair and the board and the committee, you may actually see the reason as to why the road you have considered, thank you very much, is very significant, the opening up of Loima. And that's what we're talking about in terms of budgeting. It worries us. For us as the residents of Loima, or even the rest of Turkana, we feel that if this road is seriously constructed, not carpeted or maybe gravelled the way budgeted there, can be of great value to the people of Turkana. Looking at the socio-economic potential of Loima that can justify the infrastructural development that we have proposed, I wish to highlight the following. Loima borders Uganda and North Pokot, both of which have potential for trade and agriculture. With access to markets and resources from both regions, Loima will drive in trade and agriculture. Cross-border trade opportunities with Uganda could stimulate economic growth. Secondly, Loima constituency has about 31 underutilized irrigation schemes, totaling to 3,312.4 hectares. Out of this, only 517.92 hectares is irrigated. Therefore, if large-scale farming is supported, farmers will be able to grow various crops in an effort to boost food security, growth of agribusiness, and job creation, hence stimulating economic growth. Promoting agriculture through irrigation schemes and water resource development will encourage diversification of livelihoods in Loima. This is because we are over-reliant on pastoralism as the main source of livelihoods. This means broader range of economic activities, which in turn translates to more revenue for the government. Second last of the potential of Loima. Loima is a zone with unique downplan products, fish, quality quarry stones and sand livestock, gold, beautiful natural sceneries, and rich culture. Exploring the diverse resources will diversify the local economy, reducing the dependency on a single sector and providing more stable economic streams. Economic activities generated by the resource exploitation could attract investments in infrastructure such as schools, healthcare facilities, and utilities, thereby improving the overall quality of life in the region. Improving road network could also enhance tourism sector, bringing revenue from visitors interested in experiencing the unique landscape and cultural coverage of Loima. A sizable population of Loima pastoralists resides in and around Lomogori. It is at the border of Turkana or other Kenya and Uganda. This will serve as the primary attachment area for potential learners for the proposed school. Construction of a boarding school at Lomogori will provide education opportunity for children in the region, potentially reducing illiteracy rates and empowering local pastoralists. We could also witness cross-cultural understanding and cooperation among communities contributing to peace and stability in the region. Somebody may ask why we are bringing in the education agenda to this, yet it has been developed. Actually, Chair, it is a unique kind of settlement that actually needs the national attention, not just a constituency attention. We are dealing with a pastoral community. That is, if we go to nitty-gritties of that community, there is no school, and the possibility of having schools there, we can all not decide. Because the nature of...
Lomogori is near Loima Hills Forest?
Yes, just near, at the border of Kenya and Uganda. At the border. And I think my colleague can confirm, the Museveni is constructing his road up to that point. Now it is the Kenyan side, a tarmac road, a serious tarmac road. So it is the Kenyan side which is still using the hard roads. Now, in this regard, we are proposing a numerous number of projects to unlock this potential. Number one, we are prioritizing the road because of the historical injustice that we have just explained. And for those who know history better, you remember the time of our President, His Excellency Jomo Kenyatta, and the time of Idi Amin, the boundary kind of issues and all that, when expansion of territories was a big issue. That's what shifted these roads, that the Kenyan government decided to avoid the route we are proposing here for construction, and opted for this other important one that we are also happy that it has been constructed. Now the first one is Lodwar or Rekipi Namuya with Kospil Bridge consideration. Chair, Kospil Bridge is one of the headache of traveling in this country. Initially there were many, including Kawalase Bridge. Now we are remaining with another one called Kospil. If it rains today, there is no business rather for national or county government to go on in Loima just because of Kospil Bridge. It's a very long one, possibly in Turkana. And it is a stall project, I know. And its significance is that it will connect Loima to Kitale through West Pokot for trade and sustainable peace, because it will pass through after passing through Turkana County, going all the way to North Pokot and to Kitale. Now, secondly, construction of Kriama Moroto Road. Assuming this, the first road has been constructed, then this second road will pick from Lorgo. So it's a new one. And this route will establish a connection between Turkana County and Uganda in order to promote cross-border trade and long-term peace. Secondly, there is one current affair that has been troubling the entire Kenya about the arrest of the Turkana pastoralists who are just recently released from Uganda. It is for that reason, or that project, or for that reason that we are bringing on board that project. That is the construction of a mega dam along the Kenyan border. And you can see I have written there 500,000 meter cubic, because we know the capacity, or rather, we know the number of pastoralists that are actually depending on that. Not only people from Loima, but the entire Turkana. Usually that becomes an alternative during dry seasons. The significance is this. It will help to address the resource-based conflict we witnessed recently in Uganda. This will be an alternative water resource for Kenyan pastoralists, other than Kobebe in Uganda. At the moment here, Kobebe is an equivalent of the proposed projects in Kenya. And this is where all pastoralists, both in Uganda and Kenya, are lying. That is causing a cross-border conflict. And this is what also contributed to the arrest of those pastoralists from Loima. If an alternative is provided on the Kenyan side, then such occurrences may be prevented in the near future. Finally, on my presentation, before I allow my colleague to come and conclude on the other side of the project we have just seen there, the fourth one there is the regional border boarding school at Lomokori. The one that I just justified there above. It's a new kind of a thought for us as professionals of Turkana, or rather Loima, because this is a unique settlement in Kenya and Turkana. Possibly cannot also be managed at the capacity of the CDF. And that's why we are calling upon the attention of the national government. And it will have this significance. The dense population of the Lomokori community will serve as a catchment area for education of children raised by pastoralists along the border to become less nomadic in order to increase learners' retention, raise literacy levels, and gain formal skills necessary for long-term employability. If I may expand further to the employment of the Turkana County government, I'm sorry to say that
for 3 minutes.
I'm now concluding. Probably, no people from this place who have been employed to Turkana County government, not by design, but because they have not that access to education. So it is something that will bear fruit in the long run. Thank you, Chair. I request that I give to my colleague who will complete the others. Thank you.
You have to complete in his 3 minutes.
Okay, I will try to be very fast. So thank you, Chair, the distinguished members of Parliament and County Assembly President and other colleagues. In continuation of what my colleague has just presented, there are additional projects that we want to propose to this committee. And one of them is expansion of irrigation schemes along Turkana River. As you've heard, we have around 31 irrigation schemes along that river, but unfortunately, what is happening is only, let's say, subsistence farming. That is what is happening. But if we really want to change the lives of so many people, we have to invest in production. Production is what we need to have, especially the national government should emphasize or support initiatives that enhances production, food production in particular. So expansion of irrigation schemes is what we will want to emphasize, because it's going to be an alternative source of livelihood. Then we also request for construction of abattoir in Loya. We have large number of livestock in Loima, but unfortunately we do not have any sort of abattoir constructed either by national or county government in that area. So if we get one as a sub-county, that will of course promote economic activities in that region. We also propose construction of slaughterhouses, and this is a new project as well. We have very limited, and we do not even have a big one in Loima sub-county. So presence of slaughterhouses in that area, in that region, particularly in Loya, Lorgum, at least will serve the purpose of doing trade, and livestock trade, I mean. We also propose completion and operationalization of skin and hide tannery, which is stored in Nadapal, not far from Lodwar here. It was initially constructed, it has been installed, I think more than 7 or so years. And this is an important project. I remember even His Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, during his campaign, emphasized on operationalization of that particular project. So we have this honorable committee to take that into account. We are also proposing construction of Naketokrion Kangataru Bridge, which connects Loima to Turkana West. Because if you have to go to Loima today from Turkana West, you have to come to Lodwar. And yet you can easily be able to cross from the other side immediately and go to Lodwar or any other town you wish in Loima. Last but not least, we will also want to propose installation of a solar grid station in Naipa, because direct services have not reached that region. So installation of solar grid will actually provide a power supply to so many residents of that region, and that will also ease business doing in that region. Those are the main projects that we want to propose to this committee, but I will want to emphasize on the road and the security dam projects, even if we miss some, but those two should be a major priority, because Loima is underdeveloped simply because infrastructural investment on infrastructure has been very dismal. And this is our strong appeal, that the road networks, especially the two roads connecting us to Uganda, connecting us to West Pokot, will open a lot of business and trade potential in that area. And then, of course, the livestock projects related, like the abattoirs and slaughterhouses, we will want this factor. If not in this financial year, at least the next financial year. Thank you so much.